So we're gonna make the black eyed pea salad, Sylvia Wood's recipe. And the important thing to remember is that when you're using dried beans, you gotta let them soak overnight. So this is enough for our recipe. And I gotta let these soak. So I'm gonna get these in the pot, cover them with cold water, and just let them soak overnight. You wanna cover it with quite a bit of cold water so that they can plump up overnight. And while you're doing it, remember, you wanna check the beans and make sure there's no little pebbles, gravel, twigs, leaves, anything like that. There have been known to be, I have found all of those things in my beans before, so always double check. You certainly don't want to cook a little pebble and have somebody crack a tooth on it. So do go through, check, make sure there's no debris or broken, bad looking beans. Take those out as well. All right, and then just gonna let that sit overnight, and then tomorrow we can cook it. Good morning. So the exciting thing about soaking beans overnight is that when you walk in the kitchen in the morning and you see these floating and plumped up, like, yay. All right, so we're just gonna rinse these out, and then we're gonna cook them for an hour and a half to almost 2 hours. So if you recall, when we made the black eyed peas during the month when we talked about the fruit of Cyprus and we were discussing Othello, I cooked the black eyed peas with a garlic clove and a bay leaf. Now, this is now a southern dish. This is not a Mediterranean dish anymore. We're making it for Sylvia's in Harlem, which is soul food, and soul food has its roots in southern cuisine. So in the South, and I checked with quite a few different recipes from different sources, they really don't use bay leaf with the black eyed peas. So what they do, of course, is the garlic. So I'm just gonna plop that in. We're just gonna omit the bay leaf, and we're just gonna cook this. I'm gonna bring it to a boil on high, and then I'll lower it, and we're gonna cook it for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And as you can see from our recipe, this is me in preparation. All these recipes are going all at the same time. And let's see, we have garlic, salt, ground black pepper, hot sauce, cider vinegar, sugar, vegetable oil, our onion, red onion, and celery and bell peppers. So definitely no bay leaf in the water this time, just the garlic. And that's why we make the seasoning flavors match our recipes. Okay, so that's sometimes the research you have to do when you are making an authentic recipe. In Sylvia's recipe, she says you can use canned black eyed peas. I had that bag of black eyed peas left over. I wanted to use it up, so we're cooking those from scratch. But if you're at home, please just save time. You can go out and get the canned black eyed peas. So here they are after they were boiling for 2 hours. You can see a lot of the water has reduced. There's our garlic. And we do want to strain off that excess liquid. So we're gonna just dunk it in the strainer again. I'm gonna remove that garlic clove, get rid of it. And what I do want to do though is I want to chill these beans. I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator, let them chill while I prepare the rest of the ingredients for our salad. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the kitchen. Today we're going to make Sylvia's black eyed pea salad. Now, if you recall, we already soaked these overnight. Then I cooked them yesterday, and I let them chill in the refrigerator so they're nice and cold. So what else do we need for our recipe? We need, now, Sylvia's recipe says green bell pepper, but if you recall when we did our nutrition about the red bell pepper, a red pepper has more vitamin C than an orange. So let's bump up our nutrition and try to use ingredients that have the most antioxidants in them to help keep our immune systems strong. So we're going to use a red bell pepper instead. We need celery, red onion. Now, I didn't have a red onion, but if you recall, I had shallots left over from one of our recipes, so I'm going to use up this. The shallot is a milder version of an onion, and it's sort of a lavender pink on the inside. So it won't have the same sort of heat and spice of a red bell pepper, of a red onion. And so it'll be a little bit milder, but I think that'll be okay. And then our celery, onion, garlic, and vegetable oil. Now she, this recipe is from when she published it, it was early 90s, and people were still using a lot of vegetable oil, corn oil, and it isn't until recently that people were promoting the healthier oils like the Mediterranean diet, and obviously we want to add more healthy oils to our food. So this is a blend of a canola oil and virgin olive oil. So the virgin olive oil is one of the healthiest oils for you. Canola oil is also a healthier oil than vegetable and corn oil. So we're going to use this blend instead of vegetable oil. And then what else? Oh, sugar. Now look at that insane amount of sugar. That's why people love it, I'm sure. A quarter cup of sugar. Okay, I mean, look how many black beans we have. All right, and a quarter cup of sugar. So I think I'm going to cut that down quite a bit. 2 tablespoons of the cider vinegar, we have that, and salt, the garlic, fresh ground black pepper. I have this beautiful container of black pepper, and our hot sauce. I'm going to use the Texas Pete. All right, so let me start getting everything ready, chopped, and we'll start making this in a minute. Okay, so here we have all of our components of the salad: our black eyed peas, our red bell pepper instead of the green bell pepper, the half cup of chopped celery, a quarter cup of chopped onion, a half cup of shallots instead of red onion, and now we're going to make our dressing. I love to make dressings in jars, all right? So whenever I have a jar left over, I always recycle and save it because it's really good to be able to shake up the dressing. Dressings are an emulsion, and you need that vigorous shaking in order to emulsify the liquids, okay? So in here I've got my 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and I'm gonna add my quarter cup of the canola extra virgin olive oil blend in here. A little bit. And here is our clove of garlic, already minced it up. And that's going to give it a great flavor. Then I have my, now remember she calls for a quarter cup of sugar, and that's way too much for me, so I reduced it by a little. So this is 3 tablespoons of sugar. Here is our pepper. And our salt. Get all of that in. And we have our hot sauce. Now I'm going to shake this up first, and then I want to just double check and make sure I don't put in too much hot sauce because I have a delicate stomach, so we'll see first. All right, there is our salad dressing, and I shook it up inside the jar. It really helps emulsify it. You can see it's nice and thick. It's emulsified. And the garlic is suspended in there. There's our black pepper, the hot sauce. And now what I think I'm going to do to assemble this is I'm going to toss the black beans first with the salad dressing. Then I'll add in all of the other ingredients. So hopefully that'll get really, sort of marinate those beans. And this is probably really good to let sit in the refrigerator for a couple of hours before you serve it, so all the flavors actually blend together. The flavors will really come out the longer you let it sit. So let's add in those beautiful red bell peppers, our celery. I'll toss as I go. See how bright and cheery that is? I added the red bell pepper because of the higher content of vitamin C. We want to have antioxidant-rich foods in our diet. But also look at the nice color it adds to it. So that really pops out now. There's our shallots and our onions. This looks lovely. So I'm going to let this marinate in the refrigerator for a couple hours before I taste it and let you know how it came out. Doesn't it look cheerful and happy? That looks great. So I believe Sylvia says this is the type of thing that you like to bring along to family get-togethers and, any sort of like Sunday brunch any sort of family get-together, holidays. This is a really easy, simple salad to do, and I'm sure it tastes absolutely delicious. So this might be something you want to add into your recipe repertoire. Okay, this was in the fridge for a couple hours, and now I'm going to taste it and let you know how good it is. So this looks fantastic. If I make it again, I think I would add more celery though. I like celery. That really is very good. That's absolutely phenomenal. I love it. All right, this is a great new recipe to add to my collection of recipes. We start off with 1.5 cups of cooked black eyed peas, 3/4 of a cup of red bell pepper, 1/2 cup of celery, which I'm gonna write to myself, add more. 1/2 cup of shallot instead of a red onion, 1/4 cup of onion, and then we use 1/4 cup of the canola olive oil blend, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, 1 clove of minced garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I actually reduced it, it's only 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of hot sauce. So it's really, really good. And I encourage you to explore and try this recipe and add it to your family's celebration recipes. This is great, I love it. I think you could also probably put a sprinkle of parsley on top or cilantro, and that would really make it look very pretty. With a little sprig on top of it, it would make it really festive. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll try it out at home. Take care, bye.